Hebrews, the lost tribes of Israel of the Bible, specifically because so many different explorers from around that time frame said this. You see Jewish people wear these tzitzits on the side of their pants, and they do this specifically on Shabbat. You see Native Americans do the same thing with the fringes at the bottom of their clothes. They are showing themselves as separate people than the people of the world. They are people of Creator, as well as the feasts, the lunisolar, based on new moons, full moons, as well as the 4 cardinal points, the solstices and equinoxes. These are Native American festivals. That's why when Columbus came over here, and on Cortez, William Penn came over here, and they saw them observing these same lunisolar festivals, they were like, these people are the lost tribes of Israel, the descendants of the tribe of Judah, Native American.
Doing some research, and I came across this book, and as you can see, Library of Congress, right? This book, The Original History of America, Ancient America, the original history of ancient America. I'm just going to leave this right here so you can read what it say right there. But how about this? The present writer will not yield to any man in the firm belief that the Aborigines of North America, but North America only, and the ancient Israelites are identical. What is going on, fam? Bruh. Suspicion has asserted that all the natives of the continent of Columbus might probably have been originally of Hebrewish. Come on, hey man, come on. Bruh. Again, look, this book is available on the Library of Congress, okay? I'm gonna go to the title so you can see. If you want the PDF, inbox me. Inbox me right now, and I'll send you the PDF. The original history of ancient America, founded upon the ruins of antiquity. Bro, they stole this shit for real, and it's sitting right here. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. Damn.
Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstones. Peace, mercy, and blessings unto the hopeful elect, the Israelites of the Bible, so the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And as you can see, I found these 2 videos, fair use. These 2 videos that I found on social media. And it shows 2 different videos. So one is, he might be a Gadite, a so-called Native American, a Gadite from the tribe, Northern tribe. And then you have the other video of a Judah brother, reading a book, talking about the people that were in North America were actually Israelites, the Northern tribe. So yeah, in the first video, you can see that guy that looks like a Gadite, he was speaking about how Native Americans use fringes. And yeah, that was a custom of ours. Our people, we used to put fringes on our border of garments to remind us of the commandments. So I got the book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 37. It says right here, And the other one, Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and bind them, that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders of a ribbon of blue, and it should be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the other one Yahweh and do them. So yeah, so this was a commandment that the Heavenly Father Yahweh by Shem Yahshua told the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, to put fringes on their garments. So it will remind us for us not to go off and to follow his, his law, statute, commandments. Because when our foreign fathers, were free from the Egyptians, they were going off. So this was a reminder for them. And that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a-whoring. So yeah, so back then, our forefathers, how they used to go whoring was start with spiritual whoring, spiritual fornication, that pretty much getting into these other philosophies, into these other gods of these other nations. Verse 40, that ye may remember and do all my commandments and be holy unto your Yahweh. So holy just means separate, just like the guy in the video said, that we were separate. We were separate from the other people, and that's how the Israelites are, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They're separate from the other nations. I am the other one, your Yahweh, which brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your Yahweh. I am the other one, your Yahweh. So yeah, just like the guy in the first video talked about it, how the Gadites, the so-called Native Americans, they had fringes and on the border of their garments. You know, so, and the reason why they did it is because it was a reminder for them to keep the law, statute, commandments. Also in the second video, you see also the Judah brother in the background, how he's talking about what he found in the history book, how the North Americans, those were pretty much Israelites. And you can also go to the book of Second Esdras, because in the book of Second Esdras it speaks about it, when the northern tribe went to the new land, a land that no man ever dwelt. And when the Esau Edom, so-called white man, came, they were looking for the new world. They found the new world. Actually, they got lost because they never found it, actually, because northern tribe was already there. It's the book of Second Esdras, chapter 13, verse 39. It reads right here, and whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanaser the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. So yeah, so pretty much when the Heavenly Father Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, he split the kingdom he split the kingdom of Israel, of the Israelites, because Solomon, he went off, he started getting into he loved many women, and he started getting into their gods and started building statues. And you could go always in the book of, keep it short, Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 47, verse 13. It reads right here, Solomon reigned in a peaceable time and was honored, for Yahweh made all quiet round about him, that he might build an house in his name and prepare his sanctuary forever. So that was the first temple. How wise was thou in thy youth, and as a flood filled with understanding. Thy soul covered the whole earth, and thou fillest it with dark parables. Thy name went far unto the islands, and for thy peace thou wast beloved. The country marvel at thee for thy songs and proverbs and parables and interpretation. By the name of the other one Yahweh, which is called the other one Yahweh of Israel, thou didst gather gold as tin, and didst multiply silver as lead. Thou didst bow thy loins unto women, and by thy body thou was brought into subjection. Thou didst stain thy honor and polluted thy seed, so that thou broughtest wrath upon thy children and was grieved for thy folly. So yeah, pretty much Solomon, he loved a lot of women. He had a lot. I think he had like 1,000 women. I think there were like 700 wives and 300 concubines. But he got into their gods. And you can always go to the book of First Kings, chapter 11, verse 1. It says right here, but King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, the Ammonites, Edomites, Sidonians, and Hittites, of the nations concerning which the other one Yahweh said unto the children of Israel, you should not go into them, neither shall they come in unto you, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon cleave unto these and love. So yeah, this is why the Heavenly Father Yahweh Bashim Yahushua would always told us not to mix with these other nations, because these other nations will make us go off. And he had 700 wives, princes, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. For it came to pass when Solomon was old that his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with the other one, his Yahweh, as was the heart of David his father. For Solomon went after Ashtaroth, the goddess of the Sidonians, and after Milcom, the abomination of the Amorites. And Solomon did evil in the sight of the other one Yahweh, and went not fully after the other one Yahweh, as did David his father. Then did Solomon build in a high place for Chemosh, the abomination of Moab, and the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon. And likewise did he for all his strange wives, which burnt incense and sacrificed unto their gods. So yeah, that's how Solomon went off. He started, getting into these other gods. So we go back to Sirach, chapter 47. Like it says right here, 19. Thou didst bow thy loins unto women, and by thy body thou was brought into subjection. thou didst stain thy honor, and polluted thy seed, so that thou broughtest wrath upon thy children, and was grieved for thy folly. So the kingdom was divided, and out of Ephraim ruled a rebellious kingdom. So that's when pretty much the Heavenly Father, he split the kingdom in two. But the Adonai Yahweh will never leave off his mercy, neither shall any of his works perish, neither will he abolish the posterity of his elect, and the seed of him that loveth him he will not take away. Wherefore he gave a remnant unto Jacob, and out of him a root unto David. Thus rested Solomon with his fathers, and of his seed he left behind him Rehoboam, even the foolishness of the people, and one that had no understanding. So he didn't have that knowledge, wisdom, understanding of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, following this law, statutes, and commandments, who turned away the people through his counsel. There was also Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, who caused Israel to sin and showed Ephraim the way of sin. So yes, since the northern tribe king, which was Jeroboam, he started going off and didn't follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. That's why the northern tribe went into captivity with the Assyrians, who caused Israel to sin and showed Ephraim the way of sin, and their sins were multiplied exceedingly, that they were driven out of the land. For they sought out all wickedness till the vengeance came upon them. So yeah, they were kicked out of Samaria. So if we go back to 2nd Esdras, chapter 13, like it says right here, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salamaster the king of Assyria led away captive. So they would led away captive because that was the punishment for not following the law, statutes, commandments of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. So this was the other land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathens and go forth into a further country where never man dwelt. So, North America. That they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. So that's why you see Gat, he had those fringes in his garments, like in the first video the guy talks about it. And they enter into Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. So it took them a year and 6 months to get there. And the same region is called Arsaret. So look up this word Arsaret. It says right here, Arsaret. It is the term found in the Apocryphal book of 2nd Esdras chapter 13, 45, referring to a distant another land, derived from the Hebrew Eretz, Arsaret, where the 10 tribes of Israel settled after their exile by the Assyrians. It represents a legendary far-off region beyond the Euphrates River, where the tribes live, waiting to return. And then I found right here, significance. Some interpretation, particularly in the early Jewish language, legends, and some modern theories suggest that it is a hidden land, with some proponents even suggesting it could represent the Americans. But we know it's the Americans because it says where no man ever dwelt. So it was the northern tribe that was there. And like in the video, it shows how he talked about how Columbus and Cortez, they came to the northern world, the new world, and they found the people there, the northern tribe. So that's how we know that the so-called Latins or Native Americans are the Israelites of the Bible, because everything is connected. Not only everything's connected in the Bible, everything's connected with history, and also with the Bible, and also with the curses. And it says right there, although this is not biblically or historically sustained, but we know it is. We know those that were blessed with this knowledge, wisdom, understanding. We know that we are the true people of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, which are the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua Bahashem Rakah Kadash Shalom.